Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Apex Sniper webinar series. We're going to talk about a new market reading tool. And got to do disclosures. Trading involves risk. Know what you do before you're doing it. All that fun stuff. And we'll be going over TickStrike today. It's an amazing tool. I've been using it for years, and they just made an absolutely astonishing upgrade. Makes it very market sensitive. And Amar Hussein is the owner of it. He's going to be presenting. If you want to check it out, you can go to tickstrike.com/apex. Again, that's tickstrike.com/apex. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Amar. So let me get it transferred on over to him. And all right, you are now the presenter, Amar.
Hey, Daryl, thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what I've got to figure out now is how to share my screen.
You got to click on sharing, and then there's a drop down menu.
Okay, screen. Here we go. Is that coming through, guys?
Yes, it is.
Okay, brilliant. And I just want to make sure everyone give me some yeses in the questions box or the chat box so I know that it's coming through. And then I'm just going to separate out this chat window and the questions window. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Everyone is seeing the magic happen. Give me one last second just to make sure I'm set up the way I want. Okay, we're good. I've got an entire window now dedicated to questions. So guys, we're going to go through some pretty cool ideas. Daryl has been using TickStrike for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
We've gone through various iterations of this product. Daryl, it's so great to kind of spend some time with you. It's been a long time, bud. And it's good to kind of be here and make all this stuff come together. So guys, where is everyone from? Someone's asking me if I'm from the UK. That's a good guess on the accent. I am actually in the UK as well. I don't just have the English accent. So a bunch of you guys from coming in from the UK, Germany, Chicago, Florida. Awesome, awesome. Everywhere is being represented. I'm still waiting for Greenland. That's the only place where I haven't seen a person. Iceland, we've got. Greenland has never happened. So at some point, we've got to make that happen. Guys, you can see my screen, I'm sure. Can you hear sound coming through, like a ticking sound? I'm hoping you say yes, but I don't. Some of you guys sent like a little faint ticking sound. There's some yeses and nos. So what I want you guys to hear is the audio from my PC, which is basically the TickStrike product. I'm going to see if I can turn it up and not wear my headphones. How about now? Oh, now it stopped anyway. Okay, so I've got the audio on my rather noisy headphones turned up to the maximum, and I'm hoping as I'm doing this thing, you guys should be able to hear everything. Is that sound coming through? Give me some yeses. All right, little bits here, little bits there. No worries. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We will adapt and we will overcome. So TickStrike is a tool that is super interesting and super unique, and I hope you guys find it really interesting. I am going to show you the whole platform right now. So this is the new TickStrike. This is the main console. And what you see here on the left-hand side are the TickStrike meters. So the chart in the background, that's my trading technologies chart. That's nothing to do with TickStrike at all. But it's these meters that we're really, really interested in. And this is the core console of the product itself. So it's got effects. It's
You
got
can shrink. The nice thing is you can shrink that core console after you select your
yeah,
instruments and have just the little piece that's right on your chart or on the left of your screen or whatever you
exactly.
want.
Exactly. So with the core console, I kind of use it just for the setup, and then all I have on my charts are these little meters. That's all I'm interested in having on my charts. Um, so as I mentioned, it's the core idea behind this is audio. It basically allows you to listen to the markets, and um, the concept behind this is simply just this. So the audio of this is not going to come through, but basically what we were trying to do is replicate the old way of doing things. So many moons ago, and it still kind of happens, but I think COVID has kind of been the death knell.
Yeah.
You had a bunch of traders together in a pit, screaming and shouting at each other, placing their orders. And then what a lot of people would do would, as soon as they hear a flurry of screaming and shouting, they would jump in with their orders because they're trying to find volatility. They're trying to find momentum.
I used to listen to the floor. So I'd listen to the floor while I was trading. Yeah.
Did you have Ben Lichtenstein's service?
Mr. Lichtenstein.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
Traders Audio. So that's exactly what we were trying to create, but for the digital age. That's the core idea behind the product, is replicating that idea of being able to listen to people placing their buy and sell orders. In those days, that they'd be either hand gesturing and shouting those orders out, and you'd be able to hear that. But in the modern world, we are seeing the order flow that takes place through exchanges. And we also have managed to make things work with FX, which is not exchange based. And I'll kind of run through some of the ideas there, but that's the core idea, is to create digital pit noise, is to convert the buying and selling that's taking place into sound. So, and essentially what we're converting into sound is order flow. It's the stuff that you see right here. It's the buys and the sells that take place in the markets. Now, of course, right now, you're not hearing any sound. So I can't really demonstrate to you the full utility of what we're doing. But if you see these meters lining up in red, you would be hearing sounds. But the big idea and what the product does is convert the relative directional rate of orders and the relative directional size of orders into sound. Right? It's like a Geiger counter for the market. And the main benefit that it brings to the table, which is something that we as traders, all of us are after, which is volatility. It helps you discover volatility. If the product is silent, there is not much going on. It's better for you to stay out of the market. If you hear the sound going off, there's something worth paying attention to. Right?
If you hear it going off the opposite direction of the trade you're in, you might want to use caution.
Exactly. So I can't give you the very best description right now because I can't play the audio to you right now. But are you guys with me overall with the concept where we're trying to replicate what was happening in the pit, where people are screaming and shouting their orders, but for the digital age?
Yeah, imagine
we're trying to replicate that idea.
Imagine instead of seeing volume in order flow, you're hearing volume in order flow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of introducing a completely new sense into your trading. So there's a bunch of ways. I mean, I interrogate a lot of our users to ask them how they use the software. And there's a bunch of different ways that people kind of throw out there. And I've kind of put them into three main camps. And Daryl can probably attest to one of these, or even add some new bits and pieces to it. But there are three main ways that people use the software. They use it for correlation, they use it for momentum, and they use it for management. And most people will use it as I've drawn a table here. This should more than likely be a Venn chart, right? Where you can see where all of these things cross over. So some people will cross over and bring all of these dimensions together. But if you're trading correlations, you're looking for strength. You might be looking for divergence. If you're trading momentum, you're looking for breakouts, you're looking for power. You may be looking for the exact opposite, which is capitulation, which is the move selling off really powerfully. You're seeing everything at an extreme, but you're about to hit a support level of some sort, and that might be the end of that move. So there's a bunch of different ways. And news trading, isn't that kind of the main way you use it, Daryl?
I used to use it for news trading. Now I use it for capitulation. So when I'm coming down to a level and all of a sudden it starts ticking in the other direction, I know the move's over. I'll watch it for breakouts. I'm careful with it on breakouts because sometimes it'll tick and then that's the top of the move. But if it just keeps ticking and you got several indices ticking at the same time, then that's giving you confirmation of your breakout and your run. And then if it goes really slow and silent and then just gives one more little push, a lot of times that can be a time that the move's over again.
Absolutely. So those are lots of great ways to use TickStrike. And one of the, people really seem to like using it for trade management because it gives you objective information about letting your trades run. Because if you're hearing that buying sound and you're long, you just keep letting it run. You keep letting it run. And then as soon as you hear it go against you, you can exit that trade. So it's really, really simple. And if you're long and you hear the selling sound, you can get straight out of it. So a big advantage of it is the fact that you can let those winners run and cut those losers short, but with objective information.
You notice how NASDAQ's going down right now, and it's been ticking quite a bit down.
Yeah.
Then it got quiet. Notice how all of a sudden the bar just stopped. And then boom, kicks in again.
And that's exactly so there's an interesting example for you. I don't know if this is how you use TickStrike, but I'm going to throw a few ideas in terms of correlation. Correlation, I think, is probably the most powerful way to use TickStrike. So Daryl kind of described combining multiple indices together, like the ES, so the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow, and basically looking for them to move together. Is that typically how you use it, Daryl?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a great way of using it. Personally, I dabble with that somewhat, but what I really like to do is trade the NASDAQ and use the small stock meters as well. So the NASDAQ's a really good example, and you can do this with any index, but the NASDAQ kind of has extremes.
That's a good idea, putting up Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, that's near enough 40% plus of the NASDAQ 100. And those particular stocks, they define a lot of the movement that takes place. So when I personally trade with TickStrike, when I'm trading regular day trading, I will set things up like this. I also trade news events. I do a lot of after spike stuff with TickStrike as well. So if I'm trading currencies, forex, this type of thing, I'm looking for correlations across the different pairs. If I'm trading, the aftermath of GDP figures or non-farm payroll and this type of thing. What you're trying to do is basically combine, these multiple kind of markets that are correlated with each other together, and you want them to give you momentum and movement at the same time. And usually that's a difficult thing to do, because if you've got lots of charts to look at, you've got to pay attention to all your charts. Whereas if you've got quite an objective, audible, and simple visual indication of it, so I would pay attention to this chart. I would look for all these meters to go red, all these meters to go green, and that tells me that there is momentum behind this move and that it's likely to continue. It can be that simple. David, and guys, feel free to ask questions as we go. David Lemons has asked a question. I looked at TickStrike.com. It's completely platform independent. So when you purchase TickStrike, the data, everything is part of the package. So you can purchase it, all of it, in one go. It's really, really simple. Adam's asking, do you have different tones for longs versus shorts? Yes, we do. There's different tones. So it's relatively simple. And it kind of gives you, there's a higher pitch sound for buying, there's a lower pitch sound for selling. Mike, is it Mikogo? This is not TickStrike, by the way. It's just a slide that I'm showing you with the correlations table. Sorry, with the heat map. Tom, we'll get to that. So this is the thing. If the sound worked on the webinar, you'd be able to hear it, and that wouldn't be a problem. But it's a really, really simple idea. The concept behind it is incredibly, incredibly simple. We're just converting order flow into sound. What we don't do, there's some other providers out there that basically give you lots of other information. I personally do not find that useful. I think order flow trading is quite difficult. It's quite difficult to do the analysis, to pay attention to, these numbers that are radically and very quickly changing. I like something simple and objective, and I've always erred towards keeping things as simple as possible. And that's what I've tried to do with TickStrike, keep things as simple as possible.
And guys, even if you can't hear it, you can see the red or green on the left side when it starts ticking. So just know that it's making a sound whenever it shows red or green on the left side in those boxes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's when the sound will be made. And what the red and green do is kind of give you an indication of the strength behind the flow at that particular point in time. Yeah. Olas asked a good question again. Yeah, the data is included. Terry asks, is the sound different for red versus green? Yes. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. That distinction has to be there to make it useful for yourself. So, guys, I want you to describe the different ways in which you trade, and we're going to try and explore how TickStrike can be integrated into various different trading methodologies that you guys employ. So feel free to type into your text chat what you look for, and then I can try and break down some of those examples, in real time, and we'll have a good conversation about them. But okay, so Ron straight in with scalping. So Ron, so Daryl, you've probably noticed that in the old TickStrike, it used to run from 1 to 10. In the new TickStrike, it runs from 1 to about 15. What we did was add 5 new layers of sensitivity below what we had in the old version. So if you're a scalper, the tool has a lot more sensitivity available to you. So the 6 in the current version is equivalent to 1 in the old version. Does that make sense, Daryl?
Yep.
So it basically is giving you higher levels of sensitivity, especially if you're a scalper. If you're a scalper, this is a great tool for you to look at because it allows you to do that. Now, why we have different levels of sensitivity is because people trade in various different ways, right? So, if you're looking at price action, you want to see, continued movements and momentum. If you're looking for, like Jennifer's just mentioned, breakouts and exhaustion, I mean, breakouts are probably one of the prime ways to use TickStrike. It's a very, very powerful tool for breakouts because you'll hear the flows coming in and then you'll get confirmation as you reach it. So I've just got an example here with crude. Sadly, I can't let you hear the sound, but the example here with crude, and you'll see the flows coming in. We've got level 8 selling. We haven't broken out yet, and then we get the confirmation. Just tested that low again, minus 11, and the strength is increasing, and we'll see it pop. There we go. There we go. So imagine lots of ticking sounds. That's what you would have heard just there. All right, so I'm going to try and keep going through this question. So Bibek said, I tried to use it for breakouts back in 2019, but I didn't quite figure it how to use it properly. Okay, no worries. That's good feedback. I mean,
and a reminder
I guess
for
the key
everybody,
thing.
check out Apex Invest, or go to tickstrike.com/Apex.
So the key thing is basically using as much correlation as you possibly can. So if you're trading with the indexes or the S&P, you want to have either the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Dow, the meter for that up, or you want to have some of the underlying or both. One of the new things we've added in this the new version, this is experimental because we've had to use a slightly different methodology to do it, but it's internals. Have you had to play with this yet, Daryl?
I've been looking at it. I haven't played with them, but I've looked at it.
So I'm finding it really interesting. So we've got the tick Q.
Gotta have the VXN on there.
Yes, we'll definitely. Some of them require a little more research than others. We've got the VX in the futures as well, and then the VIX also. Yeah. But we're experimenting with this at the moment, and of course for the internals there's no order flow, but we're trying to apply a different methodology to these bad boys to see if we can get some advantage. And I'm really finding it interesting using the tick Q. So I've been dabbling with the tick Q, and I do some experimentation with it. So if you're trading the Nasdaq, definitely check it out. I mean, if you're trading the S&P or whatever, the tick will probably make more sense. But it's 100% worth checking out and playing around with. So keep those questions coming. So we've got breakouts.
Can you use this for simplicity? Yes, you definitely can.
Yeah.
That's our trailing strategy.
I was just about to say, is simplicity a product?
Yeah, it's one of our trading strategies, and it's a trailing strategy.
Okay. That's cool.
And it's a breakout. Basically, when it breaks a certain bar, and everything lines up, then you go.
Exactly. So right, I mean that's
right now we have a simplicity long, and it's been going up.
Yeah.
and we've been seeing green.
So is that trading the S&P at the moment or the Nasdaq, or what are you trading with it?
NASDAQ.
The Nasdaq. So I mean, you've got long confirmation across the board here. Got a little bit of Amazon selling coming in, just to keep an eye on. Okay, so there's a bunch of different ways to use this thing. Breakouts we've kind of briefly mentioned, confirmation of a trade. So if you've entered a short and you're looking for the market to move to the downside, you want to see red across the board. You want to hear the selling sound across the correlated markets that you're looking at. So in our case, it's the Nasdaq, the Microsoft, Amazon, which we're seeing a little bit of a mixed bag on right now. We've got Apple showing some green. We've got Microsoft and Amazon kind of dabbling a little bit with red. And generally speaking, when things are a little choppy, that's what you tend to see is the main underlyings tend to be fluctuating between green and red. But for a real move to take place, you want to see red or green across the board. It's that simple, right? It's a really, really simple tool in that way. Antonio's asking, can I use it with NinjaTrader? It's completely software independent. We provide our own software. The tool is completely independent. It doesn't need its own data. It's all there, all in one piece. You can just purchase it directly.
Jason,
Where do you go for support? Well,
Jason, It's not inside the toolkit. It's an independent application. If you go to TickStrike.com/Apex, you can buy it and then you'll be able to download it. It's desktop based.
Absolutely, yes. It's a desktop-based product. And we are working on a few different other versions. So Mike has asked a great question. From what I understand, as an individual, I can't get order flow for Forex. Does this have access to Forex orders and work the same? Mike, you can. So how we've managed to do it is we gather data from various different brokers. So all the individual brokers, a lot of them, have their own order flow that they kind of put through, because a lot of them are bucket shops and this type of thing. What we've done is aggregate from lots of different brokers, and we've put it together into one feed.
Yeah, you want to show them the FX option on the main application?
Sure.
You can also choose the futures FX as well as a confirmation.
Yes. Yeah, so we've got FX there. We've got all these instruments so far. If there's anything you want that we don't have, all you need to do is ask, and you're good to go. Terry's asking, how does it impact computer memory and processing? It's extremely lightweight because we do all the processing on the server side, and all you're doing on your side is playing the sound and showing a little image. So it's very, very lightweight. It's pretty good. Carol, yes, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. Okay. So that's that. The new thing we've added is also crypto as well. This has been really great so far. A lot of people really like it. So we've got Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin and ADA. Those are the instruments we're doing the testing with at the moment, and hopefully we'll add a bunch more, and that'll be pretty cool as well. So there's that. Questions. Jennifer, wow, you guys are getting straight to business. Can you use it with multiple devices? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I mean, we're traders. Pretty much all of us have multiple computers that we use when we trade. I'd be really surprised if someone just has one computer and not like a backup or something, or a laptop for something else. So good stuff. So in terms of what I was saying, confirmation, we mentioned this before. It simplifies the way that you can trade by you hear a selling sound. If you're long, you get out of that long.
Here's a good example right here, by the way. Just a simplicity chart that you'll have access to, and we got reds across the board, and it's just pushing down hard.
Yeah, exactly. And this is with the underlying. So I'm seeing the Nasdaq. I'm seeing Apple, Microsoft. Apple has the biggest weighting. Microsoft. These are the two biggest stocks in the Nasdaq. They are pushing hard right now, relatively speaking. And
then when it lightens
it makes it quite visual.
You can tighten your stop and see if it keeps going or not.
Yeah. Awesome. So, capitulation we've talked about. Trade management we've already mentioned.
We do a lot of divergence trading.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. This this is something that's pretty interesting. And of course, we don't have sound, so I can't quite display it to you. But this is a really cool way of using TickStrike. So we've got the Nasdaq here. It's basically making higher highs, or it's about to make higher highs. And
look at that, just blowing up.
oh yeah,
It's one heck of a simplicity trade. It's already up 15 points.
hopefully, I don't know if the ticking's coming through. I don't know if you had that on the mic. So you got that going crazy there. But on the video that I'm sharing with you guys, you're seeing the Nasdaq making higher highs, but Apple, Amazon, Facebook, they're all selling. They're all selling right now, and it just basically did not confirm that higher high that the Nasdaq was making.
So if we got like an OD divergence,
Exactly.
that would be a great way to use it.
Yes. Yes. So if you've got new highs being created or a high that's being tested, and you are not seeing the biggest stocks in the Nasdaq confirming that high, you know that thing's gonna crap out for you. And that's, as we go through this thing, it is the start of a reversal. So it's a really, really interesting way of seeing and discovering that volatility and seeing and discovering what's taking place in the market. So after spike news trading,
Arnold, do you submit orders through your trading platform? This is just for analysis.
Yes, it's just an analysis tool, Arnold. What is the correlation for crude oil? I don't trade a huge amount of crude. We are going to start. One of the things that we're doing a lot of at the moment is basically statistical. Yeah, the dollar CAD. Is basically some statistical analysis work. So the next feature that we're going to be adding into TickStrike is basically a correlations matrix. So you can in real time see the relative correlations between different instruments.
Oh, sweet.
So that's going to be a pretty cool feature. The other big feature that we're looking to add at the moment is relative strength. So if you're looking at a basket of kind of stocks or currencies, which are and they're in a particular sector, which is the strongest in that sector at any given point in time, which is the leader essentially. So there's a few bits and pieces there, and all of these upgrades are included. Yes, free upgrades with a lifetime subscription as well. So all of that stuff is included. It's all part of the gig. It's all straightforward and simple. I wish there was sound, because the sound, it just kind of sets the world on fire. Everyone thinks it's pretty cool because it's just so different to anything you would have seen before, and that makes it super powerful. I don't think there's any other tool that offers something similar to what we do.
No, there's nothing that touches it. I've been using it for like 8 years, something like that. So 5 years, 8 years.
Philip just said, "Play the sound." All I hear at the end is, "Play the sound, damn it!" Sorry, Phil.
If you can be quiet for a second, I can put it up. 1 second.
Yeah. Because we did have Microsoft going off crazy. Yes. So Jay, there's a webinar on the TickStrike homepage that has the sound there as well, and I'm sure you can hear it. But it's just a relatively subtle sound. And Vincent, yes, there are different sets of sounds. There are different sets of sounds. That might just be because right now we're not getting BPB, we're getting the sell sounds as this Nasdaq is getting hammered.
This thing is literally called,
look at that,
30-point move on Nasdaq that we had on a simplicity chart. So this confirmed with simplicity move downs. So y'all want to know how I get some of those big moves and how I have confidence? Well, I get a question a lot of times. How do I have confidence to stay in a trade? This helps me have confidence to stay in a trade.
Absolutely. So there is something experimental. I'll show you guys some other time. So there's a few things that I'm experimenting with. Daryl, I'll kind of show you at some point, and okay, we'll dabble. Basically, my little experimentation caught that low at 15, the 33 handle, basically.
Nice.
So it's and it's using TickStrike basically. So there's some interesting. I just made 100 watching it. Corey just came in on the chat. Guys, are these Daryl? Is this chat available for everyone to see, or is this kind of a hidden chat?
GoToWebinar doesn't allow chat to be seen, unfortunately.
What?
No, they took that away.
Okay.
They have it on GoToMeeting,
I
but not
kind of
GoToWebinar.
prefer the chat to be open, so we
Me
can have like
too.
a real conversation.
GoToMeeting allows it, but it only allows 100 people. So
Okay.
GoToWebinar allows 1,000, and we have a few hundred people on this webinar right now, and so we had to use GoToWebinar for it.
Okay. So guys, I just want to try a quick little experiment. There is a questions box, and then there is a chat box. Can a few of you guys type into the chat box if you see it, and let's just see what happens. If that's possible. No, that's the questions box. Okay, all right, no worries. I thought I'd give it a shot because it's really cool to see what other people are saying at the same time. And
I just put up a screenshot on the recording so they can see like Corey saying that he made 100 ticks.
Okay, all right, no worries. Yeah. So going back to the product, pretty straightforward. If you've got questions, guys, feel free to ask them now. We can kind of run through some of those questions and play around. Vincent is asking, please add GLD to the ETFs. I've been trading a lot. Yeah, sure, no worries. If you can send me an email with any instruments that you want that we don't already have, we'll make it happen. Okay, so now we're getting to the interesting bit. So basically, guys, we've just re-released this product. So the old version of the product used to be for everything $199 a month. And if you wanted a single instrument, it was just $39. So if you wanted to trade just the Nasdaq and just get 1 meter, it was $39 a month, and we had a boatload of people that were using that. Now, I've evolved my thinking and view of the product, and in my view, the product doesn't make sense if you're trading just single instruments. It doesn't make sense if you're trading just any 10. It only makes sense if you are looking at correlations, you're looking at how things interlink, and you're using everything. So we've decided to kind of change our pricing and make the product available for $99 a month. Now, we've only just re-released it, and we want to spend some time kind of promoting it, getting a bunch of people using it as relatively early adopters. And Daryl kind of reached out. He's been a user for a long time, and was upgraded to the new version, and thought you guys would love to see the new version of the product, and that you'd find it useful. So if you were paying $199 a month for 12 months, the product will cost you $2,388 in the old pricing. In the new pricing, it's $99 a month, which is about $1,000, which is 50% cheaper than before. And we've decided to give everyone a special offer today. If you want to save 79%, you can pay $497 a year.
And again, so TickStrike.com/Apex.
TickStrike.com/Apex. That's where you want to go. So that's the annual. If you want to make things a little better for yourself, we're also, looking at, if you bought 5 years of the product, it cost you about $12,000 with the old pricing. With the new pricing, it's almost $6,000. If you hold it for 5 years, we're offering pretty cool lifetime deal for $997. That's a 92% saving. So it's TickStrike.com/Apex. Now, a question has come up a few times is, do you have a trial? Do you have a trial? Can I get a trial? So we don't do trials, and I'm not planning on doing trials, but what we do offer is a lifetime money back guarantee. And the reason why I offer this is because sometimes people need additional support in setting up the software. And if we've got a million people taking trials, it becomes incredibly difficult to give everyone the necessary support that they need. So on the lifetime deal, Gregory just mentioned that it's about $16 a month. It's a no-brainer. And to take away all of your risk, we offer people 100% lifetime money-back guarantee for any reason, right? Things change. You're not trading anymore. Give us a shout. We'll give you your money back if you've not gained value from the product. There's no catches. If you're not happy with it, you'll get your money back. The reason why we've gone down this route rather than a free trial is just it keeps things simple for us, and we're able to dedicate resource and time to people that are serious about using the product, serious about trading. And if they're not happy with it, they don't have to wait 30 days. They don't have to wait 60 days. They can wait a year and say, "Hey, it's not working for me. I'd like my money back." So that's kind of our way of making this work. And the other reason why I offer lifetime money back guarantees is because we sell good products. That's it. We sell good products, and I'm very, very confident that it'll be a very, very small number of people that would ever want a refund. Almost always, 99.9% of the time, it's not because of the product. So, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, basically. Sharing the risk with you guys. Antonia's asking, I wish you guys could see the chat. Antonia's asking, is the 997 a one-time purchase? Yes, it's a one-time purchase. Adam is asking, can I go from monthly to lifetime? And I mean, the lifetime offers for today. If you want to sign up, go for it. It's Philip just chimed in, all caps. Play the sound, damn it! Pardon me. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm so sorry. I wish GoToWebinar was a better piece of software, but it's not. We're stuck with this. Jay, yeah, you can purchase this in the USA, the UK,
really anywhere.
Tanzania, anywhere you like. It's all good. Michael asked, what type of training do we offer? Michael, we don't offer any training at all. We don't look after you guys at all. I'm kidding. What we are doing at the moment is recording lots of examples. What I'm hoping, I don't see this as a product in which we tell you how to trade and give you lots of information. What we're going to start doing very soon is building a community around the product. So there'll be a forum, and because people use it in so many different ways, it's really great to have a peer-to-peer learning structure. And of course, we'll show you videos on how we use it and the things we've talked about today. But I think the real value is going to come from people teaching each other, from people like Daryl sharing the way that he uses TickStrike.
Yeah, I'll start calling out when I see things, and a lot of it comes. I mean, I can tell you from my own personal experience, I've learned how to use it just by watching it, just by watching how it helps confirm trades. We had that short, it stopped, it went silent, we started getting some greens going on, and simplicity triggered to close.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it just confirmed to get out of the trade and, potentially look for a long.
Absolutely. Bivek's asking a good question. Is there specific ways to use it for entry for breakouts? That's what I struggled with when I tried to use it before. So there are a bunch of ways to use it for breakouts. What I recommend is you use it in line with correlation. So if you're looking for breakouts on the NASDAQ, use, the underlying. You have the meter up for Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. And typically I found, and this is one of the reasons why we got rid of the single instruments as well, is because when someone had just the NASDAQ up, they were viewing the data in a silo. They weren't seeing everything else that accompanies it, like the underlying, the other indexes. It just makes it not useful as a product, or not as useful. So, we decided just to simplify everything. You either purchase the product or you don't. And it's all there, and we're going to keep upgrading it. We're going to keep adding new things to it. We're going to keep making the magic happen with it and improving the product and adding lots of new instruments. We're very, very, very aggressively adding new instruments now. So if you did want, any FX, any, ETFs, any stocks, cryptos, anything that you see missing, let us know. We'll make it happen. Donald asked, can I use it for entry confirmation? Absolutely, Donald. You can use it for entry confirmation. You can use it for trade management. You can use it to hold onto your winner for longer. I mean, you guys are seeing it move in the background with the NASDAQ. You're not hearing the sound, which is super annoying, but you're seeing the green and red lights pop up. And they've pretty much called this thing to a T. That move to the downside kind of made me wish I wasn't on this webinar and was trading it,
I know, right? I was like, I watched that thing go down, and I'm like, oh my god.
So Terry is asking, do you have a template for NQ underlying? So yeah, just basically what I've got up there right now. I've tried adding Google and Facebook and a few others as well. I found it was a little too much, so I've kind of stuck with Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon personally. But you can pretty much add whatever you want and go to the level of detail that you want. I think you have to go a little extreme initially just to try things out, and then pull back. Terry's asking, do you have? Oh, sorry, that's not completely coming through. Yes, Terry. There are videos. There's a recording there that you'll be able to hear the sound. You'll be able to hear the sound. There's definitely sound that you can hear and have a little listen to. So the offer we've got is for today. If you guys want to sign up, by all means, like I said, it's a lifetime money back guarantee. There is no risk. You know, if you don't like the product, we will give you your money back, whether it's a day from now, a week from now, or a year from now. Donald's asking, does it click only when all go red or green? When you say all, do you mean all of the meters that I've got up?
They each click independently.
Say that once more, sorry?
Saying they each click independently.
Yeah, they're all independent. We are actually working on a new feature where you can select, pardon me, sorry, it's getting a bit hard. Got a quick drink of water. We are working on a feature where you can select multiple instruments and merge them together. So say, for example, I wanted to merge Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon together, and I only wanted to hear when all three of them were at level 3 selling, and that single meter would only display that. So we're working on that as a feature, but we don't have that live yet. But Daryl, everyone loves you. I mean, Gregory just said if Apex is promoting this, then it's worth it. So
yeah,
you got some fans out there, dude.
It's a good product, and y'all know I don't. Rarely do you ever see me like promote a different product, like barely ever. So Eamon's asking, what are the numbers in the top right of the meter represent? That's a very good question, Eamon. So there was a slide earlier on where I alluded to this, but basically it's the relative directional rate of orders and the relative directional size of orders. A little algorithm that we put together, and it basically analyzes that information. So the reason why I'm saying relative is because you might be trading after hours market and see insane numbers like +8, +9, +15, and there's not a huge amount happening. And the reason why that's happening in after hour markets is because it's all relative. The tool analyzes what's happening relative to the market environment. So it's adaptive. Oh yeah, and if you do want to pay by crypto, by all means do so. Vladimir, on that page, there is a crypto wallet address at the bottom of the page, I hope. So the setup for crypto is really simple. All you do is just basically send us the money, and if you send an email with your email address and name, we'll get you set up. That's it. And look, I mean, how crazy has crypto been recently? Yeah. Any crypto bulls in the room? Give me some yeses. Is this price for one license? Yes, Dave, it is. However, as a user, you'll be able to use it on multiple computers for yourself. That's no problem at all. I mean, we're like I mentioned earlier, we're all traders. We all have multiple computers. Right now, I have 3. One that's my main trading computer that has nothing else on it except for my trade entry platform, and then I have a computer for charting, and then I have a computer for my sound stuff. So, I totally get it. SK is asking, can it be simultaneously used on more than one computer? Only what we do is log your IP address. So if you're in the same IP, yeah, you can. So if your IP address is the same, you can definitely use it.
Jay Davis asking, what is your success rate? I'm assuming you mean personally as a trader. I kind of suck. I think my winning, like people talk about like 80%, 90%. My 18, I don't get there. I'm closer to around 62% successful trades, but I'm really good at letting my winners run. That's kind of my main edge. So, that's kind of where I'm good. So if you want a percentage of success rate, you're not going to be very inspired because 62 is not amazing. That's kind of just above 50-50. But on average,
you let your winners run. So
exactly. So on average, a winning trade for me is about 4 to 5 times larger than any loser I might have. And that's kind of what I focus on. That's the key metric for me. Yeah.
we'll have to get you on Apex.
Appreciate it, Kimberly. Yeah, I've got to give it a shot. I need to do something about this winning percentage. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, Phil just said, Phil's stopped shouting at me now, which is good. That you can trade profitably with 40% success rate. I mean, I managed to trade profitably with a 30, I think it was 34% success rate. So it's definitely doable. It's just when you go for trades where your winning trades are a lot larger than your smaller than your losing trades, you are going to have a lower success rate. It's possible to have a 1 tick limit and a 100 tick stop and have a 99% success rate. I don't think that's a great strategy. Okay, so wow, the questions are flowing in thick and fast. Daryl, you've got someone that wants to speak to you. Probably tell you how bad I am. What does it mean when it says +5 with green versus +5 without green? So, Carol, that's a very good question. So when you see it saying +5 in gray, it just means that the last alert that was there was +5, and some time has passed, but that was the last alert. It's just to give you context. But some time has passed, maybe 5-10 seconds, and it becomes gray. Does that make sense? Antonio, other training videos. Antonio, there isn't very much at the moment. We've just re-released the product. We are in the process of creating lots of new content and new videos, and having all of you guys as part of the kind of community that we're developing. That's definitely something we want to do. I think this is a community-driven product. I think getting a bunch of people involved, asking questions, I think it's extremely powerful. Hi, Dave. Is this price for today only? I mean, that's up to Daryl. I'll let him decide on that one.
We'll give you a few days.
Yeah. I think you guys, the real need for people is to try the product out. And I hope you see that we can give you a free trial, but you're going to need a little bit of support. Some of you are going to need a little bit of support in getting things set up. And if we have 1,000 people taking a free trial who are not serious about it, it just makes it hard to look after everyone that is. And that's why we go down the route of a lifetime money-back guarantee. So it's essentially a lifetime free trial if you want it to be. That's kind of my general approach to things. It keeps things simple. Okay, so let me see if I've missed any questions. Hey, Kimberly. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're going to be adding a lot more content in terms of how to use it, in terms of the ideas behind it. There's a lot more to buy. Hi, Christopher Carwise. Just drop me an email. That's totally fine. Do that and then drop me an email and we'll make it happen. Gregory, brilliant. Wow, so many of you guys are buying the product. Excellent. I really like it. It's really cool that, to see the trust. I appreciate it very much. Okay, Mike is asking, what is the best timescale to use it? Now, Mike, this is primarily a tool for day traders. So anyone that's trading in the now, like literally scalping, all the way up to intraday moves. So it's anything sub 1 day. I would not recommend it as a tool for swing trading or anything of that nature. That's not what it's designed to do. But it's definitely a day trading tool. Hey, Mike. Mike's asking how long will the webinar be? I'll let Daryl decide. Daryl said he'll give you guys a couple of days to try it out. But like I said, guys, if you sign up today, even if you haven't watched the full webinar, there is a lifetime money back guarantee. Like, I should actually write lifetime money back guarantee on this thing. It's a lifetime money back guarantee. You will get your money back, whenever you ask for it. So it's an extended forever trial if you want it to be. That wouldn't be the nicest thing you would do. Take a product, use it, and then say 10 years later, can I get my money back? But, the option is there if you want it. Antonio's asking, can I purchase it today and download it next week when I get back to the US? Yes, that's totally fine. That's no worries. That's no problem at all. You're welcome to do that. You're welcome to do that. Harvey is saying, I think I'm in. Harvey, living the dream, my man. Living the dream. Hi, Ron. Where can we see live example videos? So this is something we're working on. We need to do a lot more of this. We need to start putting out a lot more content. I'll be completely honest with you. I kind of use it for my own trading, and I don't spend enough time making content around it. I'm just going to be frank. When you've developed a product that makes you a good income, it becomes a little more difficult to create all the videos and stuff you need all the time. However, that being said, we are going to build a community around this. We are going to create a lot more content. You have my word on that. We will do a lot more of this, but it works. It's a very useful tool. LG's asking, is there a list of preferences? Yes, there is, LG. So hopefully you can see my screen right now. All you need to do is, say, for example, I want to add the Euro USD. I just click it. That's activated the meter. So Euro USD is now on. And then there's this little settings wheel just here, and I can choose the settings. So if I want the meter, by default, the meter is turned on, which is primarily what people use. I can turn off the sound if I want to turn off the sound, if I just want the visual. I can select different sounds sound pairs if I choose to do so. I can have the pop-up, which is the meter, available or not, and I can choose the sensitivity. So the default is 6. That's where it starts, but if you want to make the sensitivity higher or lower.
By that he means, like, when he says 6, that's when it starts making sound.
Yes, exactly. If you want it more aggressive, you go to, if you're like a real scalper, like, we're talking one tick, 2 tick scalper, then you'd go for a 1. I typically start mine off at 3, but I'm looking for all of these 3 different meters to be moving in sync. So 3 is a good starting point for me. If you've only got 1 or 2 up, maybe 4, 5, or 6 is a good place to start. And if you're looking for the most important moves, you're north of 11, 12, 13, 14. But play with it. Play with your style of trading, dabble with it. You've essentially got a lifetime trial, to explore the product and play around with it. Ron has Ron, that's totally fine. I will do that for you, my man.
Will the webinar be on the Apex website? Yes, it will, and the YouTube channel and the Facebook page.
Oh my God, we are going to be so popular. That's cool. I feel like I'm famous now. Okay. Wow. Michael's asking, will Apex recommend settings?
I use the default settings for the sound. I just use 6, but I still watch it. Like Amar said, like if it's at 2 or 3, I'm still looking at it and watching it.
Yeah. I just want to tell you guys how awesome Vladimir is. Vladimir has just sent me some Ethereum or ETH. Vlad, you're a legend. You're possibly the greatest human being I've ever met, or ever not met, but met.
I like that crypto.
You're the man. So guys, I'm a big fan of crypto. If you want to send me crypto, I will love you forever. You'll be my best friend. I'll give you hugs and kisses. By all means, if you can, that'd be awesome. Philip is on. Philip, you're gonna shout at me again. Is it just on Windows? For the moment, it is just on Windows. We are gonna work on a Mac version, right? I don't know why anyone would want a Mac, but we are working on a Mac version. Because like none of the trading software works on a Mac, or maybe it does. Oh no, I'm in trouble with Philip again.
It's built on zeros and ones. I mean, trading software is built on PCs.
Yeah. So we are working on a Mac version. We'll try and make that happen. So Anthony's asking, not sure if this is answered, but can this program be combined with the trading platform so we can trade on the TickStrike chart? I'm not sure what you mean by TickStrike chart. There is no TickStrike chart.
There's no trading on TickStrike. Like you trade on your platform.
You trade on your platform.
Use TickStrike for your analysis.
Just to be clear, the chart you see in the background is my trading platform. It's Trading Technologies. It's nothing to do with me. What has something to do with me is these little black meters just over here. That's what I bring to the table. Just to be clear. Yes, Philip. First of all, I wouldn't trade on a Mac, but it's great to have around. How dare you? I presume I can run the TickStrike on a different computer.
Yes, you can.
No worries. Philip is obviously best buds with Steve Jobs. Can I replay on the TickStrike to learn the system? Okay, Chris, that's a great question. Can I replay on the TickStrike to learn the system, or is it live data only? Currently, it's live data only. What we are exploring is working out a way to give you a history of the strikes on a chart, and we're also mulling what it would take technically to be able to allow you to replay. But I'm not gonna, the charts we can make happen, that the chart history we can make happen. I can't promise you that will make the live replay happen. That's something that my devs are working on, and we'll see what it takes to do that, because that's a massive server setup and data storage and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully we'll do that. Bob, so we use our own charts. Yes, Bob. We do not provide you with charts. We just provide you with these little itty bitty guys over here, and I'm sure Daryl will share these with you on his screens whenever he talks to you guys in the future.
It's been catching a big simplicity long, by the way. Yeah. It's caught this entire thing.
Yeah. D Sancti, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Can it be used to trade individual stocks? Yes, it can. No worries at all. So the stock section is right here. We've got a selection of the biggest. These are just what everyone has asked for. But if there's something missing here, let me know, and we'll add it. We've got Square and Roku and Apple and Microsoft and Amazon and everything else. Sam's asking, Sam, the data is included with the product, so we provide you with that.
Yeah, you don't got to pay for different data feeds, so you don't have to worry about data level 1 data, level 2 data, none of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's all there. It's all the magic is happening, all of it in the software itself when you purchase and download. Okay. Marty, thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Anthony's asking, how easy or difficult is the setup? It's pretty easy. I mean,
it's very easy.
It's basically, I click on Facebook, a little meter appears, I set it up next to my chart. That's it. That's simple.
And if you click it again, it'll go away.
Yeah, exactly. SK is asking, does TickStrike support only US markets? It does. It supports European markets. We're working on the data for Far Eastern markets. We can pretty much do anything. So we're going to go wherever you guys tell us. So if you tell us that you want data from Singapore, as someone has done, if you want ASX data from Australia, we can make it happen. That's no worries at all. Clinton is just messaging. This is Clinton. The audio just stopped for me. That is Daryl. Come on, we've got to get onto tech support. But I also purchased the 1 year subscription. Clinton, you're a legend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shelton's asking, is the program compact enough to run on a tablet? No, it is compact enough. I don't know. I didn't even know you could install executable programs on a tablet. I wouldn't use it on a tablet personally. Terry's asking, does this work in after hours markets or only during US markets? It works in after hour markets. It definitely does. It works as long as the markets are open. It works. It works. Mike's asking. Oh, Mike's just saying lifetime. Mike, you legend. Okay, Christopher's saying Microsoft Surface. Yes, Microsoft Surface definitely would. Okay, yeah, because Microsoft Surface tablets are basically your laptop.
Does it work in after-hours markets on markets for trading, futures, forex? Yes.
As long as it's open. Donald, lifetime, Kimberly. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's like 1 billion of you guys that have purchased. I love it. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know there's not 1 billion people in the room, but 1 billion have purchased. I really appreciate it.
So do you download it onto your computer or on an installer? You download it onto your computer. It's an independent application. And also, Amar, just to make it cleared, so if somebody thinks they're not hearing sound, can you show them the setting where you change the level of sound?
Oh, they right there. So I thought they meant they weren't hearing sound from the webinar.
Yeah, so right there you can change your volume of the sound.
Okay.
And then at the top, under the little gear icon,
boom,
you can go down to where it says medium.
Yeah.
And you can change it to what level it'll start ticking at.
Yes.
So if you have it at 6 and it only takes 3, you're not going to hear anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Mike is asking, is there enough activity after market NQ for it to work as well as so this, Mike, is basically the killer part of the algorithm. This is I think the breakthrough that we made. So
this is the big upgrade that y'all did.
This is the big upgrade, and in general, is there enough activity after market NQ for it to work as well as OpenCry? So there is enough there for you to get a signal. Of course, there's not many people trading. The moves are likely to be smaller, but the software analyzes all the information in a relative way. It looks at the environment that it's in, and it gives you the information based upon that environment.
So it's measuring the speed of volume and the rate of volume in the evening, just it's not measuring it like it was the morning. So it doesn't use the same algorithm across the board.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. That's sensitive. It's really straightforward. Phil, awesome. Thank you so much, Phil. Phil, the property magnate, is waiting for something. And then stop shouting at me, Phil. And then he's going to be making a purchase. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it, bud. Thank you very much. Okay, can I go through one more time how you bring up the main chart with Forex crypto and tabs on the left? Okay, it's really simple, actually. I hope it's simple anyway. So these are the main buttons of all the instruments. So we've got Forex, all the Forex pairs are here. You can scroll up and down. How are you guys liking the all black look, by the way?
Simple and sharp.
I kind of think it looks quite sexy. That's kind of what we went for initially. The old version looked very Windowsy, but I think we're traders. We like all dark. So there's the crypto, there's the futures, there's the stocks, there's the ETFs, there's the internals. So you turn on whatever you want to turn on, and then the active window, you can see whatever you've got active. There you go. Okay. Phil just said I had to answer the phone. Did you say something to me? Yes, I did, Phil. You've missed it now. Sorry. Mike saying most people at Apex trade NQ, then it's a great tool. Especially, I want you guys to dabble with my setup, which is basically having Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. You can also have a little play around with the tick cue and look for it as a contrarian signal. That's kind of what I'm dabbling with at the moment. But there's some really interesting uses for it, especially for the NQ, because it just has that volatility that we all want, and it has it every day. So it's a really cool little instrument to play with. Okay, Anthony's asking, for my previous question, how easy or difficult is it to set up TickStrike itself? Very straightforward. The most difficult part is basically loading and installing the software. That's probably where most people run into a problem. But as soon as they've got it installed, it's really, really simple. It's kind of there's only a few clicks you can actually do. You either turn on an instrument or you don't, and you select the settings. That's it. It's really simple. Wow, these questions don't stop, Darryl. I think people like it. Okay, so this Clinton, the sound is back, but I missed a lot. Clinton, we missed you, bud. We missed you. This webinar would have been way better if you had sound. But you're here now, that's what matters. Thank you, I appreciate it. In terms of application, if trading levels, would you be able to start to see and hear the buying or selling pressure prior to move? Shane, yes. So Shane asks, in terms of application, if trading levels, will you be able to start to see and hear the buying or selling pressure prior to move? Now, if you're trading the NQ and you're approaching a level, you will see Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, the other stocks start piping up. You will see them before the move takes place in general, right? Have a little play around with it. It does give you that information. And it also depends upon the sensitivity that you use. Make it a little more sensitive. You'll get a few more false signals, but you'll also get, the kind of level of granularity that you're after. Terry, I am speaking. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, we've got problems. Can everyone hear me? Give me some yeses.
Yep.
Wise. You can hear me. Darryl can hear me. Excellent. Jay's asking, it is a lagging signal. That's a difficult one to answer because it's not. If you're trading the NASDAQ and before the NASDAQ starts making a move, because the NASDAQ is an index of the stocks in the NASDAQ, but there's something happening with Apple, and you see the move taking place with Apple, and then the NASDAQ moves at the same, just after that, it can be a leading indicator in that way as well. If that makes any sense whatsoever, but please give me some yeses if what I just said makes sense. Because
we talk about correlation.
You do? So because you can see the order flow or hear the order flow of the underlying, that can give you a tell. That can give you, an indication of what's about to take place. Mihilko's asking, how is this different from watching actual TickQ chart? It's difficult to absorb all the information in a TickQ chart, right? I know the chart's there and you can see what's happening, but it's really difficult to absorb whether what you're seeing is meaningful, and is it meaningful relative to the other information that you have. So, if you're looking at the TickQ, if you're looking at then the tick, and then you're looking at the chart for the NASDAQ and all these, and the ES, that's a lot of things for you to look at. Whereas if you can hear it, and forgive me, this is probably like a Britishism.
And you're saying it on the other instruments.
Yeah. If you hear everything going, what we say in the UK, going apeshit, then you know something's happening. That just means going nuts. If you hear things going nuts, you know that there is something taking place. It just makes that information easier to understand. It makes that easier to absorb. And that's what you're trying to achieve. You want your, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the concept of decision fatigue, where if you spend, the more and more time you spend in your day making decisions, the more the worse your decisions become. It's kind of like we have a finite resource of decisions that we're able to make in any particular day. What TickStrike does is simplify that process for you. It simplifies the mental energy required to make a decision, it makes it easier. It makes it more objective. So you could get all of this information from a chart. It's all there, but are you able to absorb that level of information? One of like let me really make this simple. Many of you guys, alongside trading, probably have a day job, right? Especially when you're working from home, you can have 3 jobs at the same time. Not suggesting that, but I mean, I know people that do that. You want to be able to trade, and you want to be able to take care of your day job. Well, it's difficult to trade when you're constantly having to look at your charts and see if there's something happening. What TickStrike does is basically alert you to volatility. When something is happening, you will hear this thing go off. And that gives you the ability to focus on other things if you choose to do so. I don't, but if you choose to do so. And then when you want to bring your focus back to trading, you get the alert and you've got objective information that allows you to very quickly and easily make a decision. Does that make sense, guys? Give me some yeses if that makes sense to you. It just takes away the layers upon layers of decisions that you have to make. It simplifies it. It makes it easier. And that's really powerful. Daryl Hines is asking a good question. Can I ask Daryl if he's planning a webinar Simplicity together with TickStrike in action for NQ? Daryl, make it happen.
I'll have to do it during the day.
Yeah.
Because like at night, it just won't be as fast.
Do you guys have a live room up and running?
We do a live room, but we have charts up that are on servers.
Okay.
So I could probably share my chart.
Okay. Yeah, cool beats.
But I'll be talking about it. So if you have the product,
yeah,
I'll say, hey, we got a Simplicity short, and we got TickStrike showing short. So
yeah,
you'll be able to see it. I think it'll be better if you have it on your computer.
Yes.
And you'll be able to see it.
Okay. So is the sound data specific to a time frame or just market in general? Shane, I'm not completely sure what you mean by that.
It makes the same sound for up or down, or you can choose different sounds.
Oh, you can choose different sounds. You can choose different sounds for different markets. Personally, I don't like that. I don't know about you, Daryl. Do you use the different sounds? I only use one.
I use the default sounds as they are.
Yeah, I keep it simple. Karen just said you can really see the TickStrike reacting to the 30 tick.
We have a 30 tick diagnostic chart, and we have many magnets on them.
Okay, that's cool.
So she's seeing it already react.
That's very cool. Have you ever seen it catch overnight big moves that happen? Yes, like all day. That's what it does. If there's overnight is generally slower. If there's volatility overnight, TickStrike will be going nuts. You will get it all night. Matt is asking, does a lifetime license give you free upgrades for life? Yes, it does. So we are working to expand the range of the product, the scope of the product, the things that it has in it. There's going to be more correlation stuff. There's going to be more relative strength stuff, more bells and whistles, all kinds of cool stuff. And you guys will get that included within the package whenever an upgrade is made.
Can I add it to the Simplicity charts? One, I can't really do that because you need to buy it to use it. So I can't put them up there because that wouldn't be fair to Amar. But two, even if we could, it doesn't. Hotcom doesn't show TickStrike. It doesn't show the boxes.
Hotcom.com.
Yeah, it's the trade room we use.
What? Are they still around? I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past, if there ever was one.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time.
That's really cool.
It allows us to share multiple screens, so it's the only program that can do that.
Yeah. James just said, you have a crazy business model. I think what James probably means by that is that we offer a lifetime money-back guarantee and updates for life. I'm assuming that's what you mean. So, James, the reason why I do that is because I think that says integrity. I think if you give people a lifetime money-back guarantee for any reason, and you actually, if someone asks for it, you give them money back, it says to them that you're a good actor, and and that you are someone that will look after their interest, and ultimately that you're selling a good product. It holds your feet to the fire. It really holds your feet to the fire, because if we don't do a good job on the product, if we slack, if we don't look after you, you can just say, give me my money back, and we will have to give you your money back, and it's that simple. And just to kind of be clear on this, when someone asks for their money back, which has happened a couple of times, it doesn't happen very often. And like I said, it's always because something has happened in their life or something of this nature. We will not say ask you a million questions as to why. We will just give you your money back, and then after that we will say, hey, so how do you think we can improve the product? What do you think is missing? All of these types of things. And so far, not one person has said to me that the product needs work on this, the product needs work on that. It's almost always because of some type of life event or something of this nature. So that's how we do things, because it's what's best for you guys, and we have a good product. That's it. It's that simple. Mike, that is a very controversial statement right there, Mike Sachs. Very controversial. I'm sure there's some young people here that would disagree with you. Yeah, you're right. Everyone needs to watch a little more Jordan Peterson. If you haven't heard of Jordan, that's kind of what I feed my kids every single day, is Mr. Peterson. If you haven't heard of Jordan Peterson, I highly recommend you spend some time on YouTube. He's amazing. Do you use this product with any other indicators? Jay, I like to keep things simple. I have a setup that I look for, and then I use TickStrike to manage my trade for entry, to confirm my entry as well. It's a very flexible product. It can work with pretty much anything, any day trading strategy. Todd just said, this is killer. Todd, I completely agree. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Philip Rowland said, great guy. Thank you, Phil. I really appreciate it. And Jordan Peterson's a nice guy too. I was only now able to get there. Is this video going to be available somewhere? I think so.
Yeah, it'll be on Apex's website section, webinar section by tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook right after we get off the webinar. It'll take 30 minutes to upload.
Mike said they're not used to as much as Deckers. You know what, Mike? You're right. But the thing is, so Mike and I are kind of having a debate about the youth of today. And, previous generations had wars and all kinds of crazy stuff that tested and developed and built their characters. Whereas we live in a world where everything's so easy, everything's so soft. There's nothing to strive for. And maybe that's kind of the nerve that Jordan Peterson has hit, is you need struggle. You need a boulder that you're pushing uphill. Like Sisyphus, maybe he wasn't cursed with the boulder that he had to push. Maybe that gave him purpose. And so interesting. Sorry, got a bit of a tangent there, a bit of philosophical tangent. But I think growing up today, you don't really have the things in life that test you, that teach you about your character. It's much more difficult to do that. Responsibility, Benjamin. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Joseph asked, do we still have the monthly payment plan? We do, yes. It's $99 a month for everything. It's there if that's what you want.
Save a lot more money with the lifetime, though.
Yeah, you'd save a lot more money with the lifetime. And money back guarantee. But if the monthly makes more sense for you, kind of cash flow wise, go for it. Totally understand. Mike, the irony, right? Sorry, we're having a private conversation. I'll stop having the private conversation. Okay, does it interact with any outside programs through API? No, we don't have that just yet. I hope we can do an API in the near future, but we don't have that just yet. It really, if there's demand for it, we'll kind of build it. But I like to focus the development resources that we have on, giving people what they want. And what they want is more instruments, more features. And then if lots of people start asking for APIs, we'll start making APIs happen. So that's how it goes. Guys, millions and billions of you have purchased the product, which is great to see. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hi, Michael. What was the price when this promo is up? It's $99 a month. It will be $99 a month, which you can still purchase if you do want to. But Dave has asked me, can I click the futures button? I can indeed, Dave. That is no problem whatsoever. And it's right here. I am going to improve the labeling because what we've just used is the future symbol. And, when you've been trading for years, you kind of, you think of the S&P as ES, or you don't really think of it in a different way. So we might just relabel these to S&P 500 and NASDAQ and this type of thing. I seem to get a few questions around that, but we've got the FDAX, we've got FESX, so which are the DAX and the Euro stocks. We've got some silver, we've got some soy, we've got some corn, there's wheat, there's the DX there. So we've got the currencies here. There's a little bit of heating oil for anyone that's inclined. It's if that floats your boat, it's all there. Yeah, Mike, absolutely. Let them push the boulder. Totally agree. If I put up 4 stocks in NQ, can I turn off the sound for one of the stocks? And yes, you can, Terry. You can absolutely do that. So I'll even show you how to do that. So if we look at the screen right now, you will see that I have these instruments active. So this is what I've got active right now. And I can basically go to this, turn off the sound. If I could actually use a mouse, turn off the sound, that's it. And now the sound for whatever I selected is turned off. And it's that simple.
We got a simplicity short this thing's been calling the entire time.
Yeah. It's that simple. That simple. All right, guys. I feel like I've been talking to you for like 10 minutes, but it's been forever. It's been like an hour and a half, 90 minutes. So, guys, really, really good. I mean, and we spent most of our time just talking to each other, answering questions, philosophizing. So it's been really good to be. Olaf, great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yes, Kimberly, we've been in the zone. It has been that long. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed the presentation. It sounds like you did. You only get loads of questions if people are enjoying the presentation and if they're enjoying what this brings to the table. So it's been really great to be with you guys. I hope you like the product. I think it's awesome. Daryl thinks it's awesome. A ton of people in the chat thought it was awesome. And most of those guys haven't even got the product yet. So hopefully you'll like it. There's a lifetime money back guarantee. Feel free to, use it, find value in it. Hopefully it helps your trading. Hopefully it makes a big difference for you. And if it doesn't, just ask for your money back. We stand by that because we know we have a good product. Okay. Check Marion, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just to be clear, will the one-time offer be available for a couple of days? Brett, I will let Daryl decide on that. He's the boss man around here. But to avoid disappointment, please, purchase it as soon as you can. Whether you buy it today or in a couple of days, what's the real difference? But I would recommend buying it today. Have a play around with it. Excellent.
All right. Check it out at TickStrike.com/Apex. And I'll see y'all on the webinar tonight. By the way, John is teaching on our webinar tonight. So make sure you hop on there. He's going to be teaching some really cool stuff. And make sure you're on there.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
No worries, bud. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Great. This is a great group. This is great people. We've got to work out how to make the chat completely open. I like that transparency.
I know. I wish I did.
So the next time we do this, we've got to have an open chat so everyone can interact and we can do this thing together. But really great, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I am going to turn off my mic so I can say lots of swear words. And I'll catch you guys later.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you.
Take care, guys.